Hi, everyone. Hi, Tara.
Hi, Vicky. Hello, everybody.
Welcome to our new Power Burst. And today we are talking about heartbreak in young people. Heartbreak. And we're talking about how young people cope, how they feel, and what role we might play in that process. And Tara, do you want to start it off?
Yes, yeah, and yeah, this has been something that's been thinking about a lot lately, and I experiencing conversations with a young person who's kind of going through it at the moment. First experience of heartache, and it's interesting, isn't it, when you share that with somebody else that, somebody that you care about is going through heartbreak. People almost like, oh, physically, visibly, you can see it sort of takes them back to their own first experience. I don't know about you, but for me, it's like I can feel my heart ache just thinking about the first time that I experienced heartbreak. And I think based on that, because we all have, or mostly have that experience of what essentially is grief, as we were talking about earlier, is that you want to share that and you want to show that empathy, you want to show that understanding. And I think there's great value in that. However, their experience of that is new and unique to them. And I think that intention that we might have to to kind of come in with that reassurance and that wanting to them to know that it will be okay and it will get better and but they're just sort of they're sort of tip of the iceberg in terms of the or the the different feelings that they're going to experience as they go through it and I think being really mindful of the language that we use. And that's where I think solution focused again really comes into its own, doesn't it? And about what can I do for you that would support you? What are you hoping for from me in this space to be able to enable you to kind of find ways to cope, or how are you managing, how are you just kind of getting through each day, and just being curious about what's wanted. And I kind of think about when we're thinking about schools, and we'll often talk about kind of moving through the corridors and the life of school. There's just so many children and young people that are carrying these broken hearts with them. So yeah, I think just being really intentional and really mindful to young people's experiences of heartbreak. What about you, Vicky?
Yeah, that's so good, Tara, because what you're talking about is creating that safe space where young people can share whatever it is that they're thinking and feeling unconditionally. And they have that level of safety where they don't have to be positive. They don't have to heal in the moment. They can take their time, they can express some really hard feelings, some hard thoughts, and that it's okay. And it's part of that grieving process. And to know that they have the right to have those raw feelings for as long as they need to,
Yeah.
right? That grief takes time and it ebbs and flows, and there is no right or wrong.
Mm.
And so I think getting away from that sense of them having to heal and, everything's going to be okay, everything's going to be okay. And instead giving them that space is key.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And kind of listening to you makes me think about that, not minimizing that experience for them, just because they're young.
Yeah.
Like we said, people's first experience of heartache is one that stays with you, and there is, as time moves forward, it's something that you can, kind of builds resilience from, isn't it? It can be such an experience that you learn from it and you think about what diff you might want to do differently in the future, what you would hope to be different in future relationships. And but no matter how old you are, it's that pain is real and
It's
difficult.
real, and it's helpful, isn't it?
It is.
You know, how does experiencing that grief and that pain ultimately help us,
Yeah.
right? And help us to grow and evolve as human beings.
Mhm. Yeah. And it kind of sort of always when I have conversations like this about heartbreak, and it could be related to a relationship with one person, or it could be friends as well. It could be a group of friends, things changing and friends moving on, um, and how do we create space within schools to have these types of conversations? How do we, yeah, give young people opportunity to how you can prepare young people for heartbreak, I don't know, but that it is an open conversation, that it is acknowledged, and that, yeah, I'm not quite sure what the answer is, but I do think that it's perhaps something that we don't often talk about
Mm.
with children and young people.
And I think that's a really good question, Tara, and maybe a topic that we bring to one of our podcasts.
Yeah,
So
yeah, absolutely.
wonderful.
Well,
Well, thank you.
thank you for this heartwarming conversation. And yeah, thank you for listening, everybody. Take care.
Thanks, everyone.